going to be about annoyances of owning a Saab. Now, this isn't necessarily about annoyances with the car itself, but maybe this is just because I have a 9.5 Aero. I don't know if this is the same for 9.3s or not, but some of the things I've been through. Oh boy. Alright, so dating way back to when I first purchased the car, not a fault of the dealership. The dealership experience was fantastic. Unfortunately, he was using a mechanic, a European specialist mechanic apparently, who primarily worked on Mercedes and BMW, and wasn't very familiar with Saab. The dealer did not realize that. Obviously the mechanic wanted to make money, so he was like, oh yeah, I know Saab's, no problem. Oh yeah, I can fix it up, get it all road ready and everything. Give it a one-over and have it certified and ready to go. Well, yeah, not really. After purchasing the car and everything was all ironed out and I brought the car home, I noticed that there was a squealing sound from the engine bay, so I decided to do my own investigation. Now, being somebody who's familiar with Saab, I used to work at a Saab dealership. I've been around Saabs for a number of years now. So anyway, bring the car home and just giving it a one-over, trying to figure it all out. Now, the dealer, the mechanic had the dealer, oh boy, replace the turbo, the wastegate, the boost control solenoid valve, the boost controller, vacuum lines. I just replaced a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, so I get the car home. I have my wife hit the gas. I'm listening. Car's in park. It's an automatic, and I'm listening, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. It sounds like it's coming from the exhaust manifold. That's really weird. Then I figured it out. The catalytic converter was plugged. That's what the actual problem was. So call him up, and he's telling me, oh, well, you need to bring it back in, and I had a direct line to the mechanic at this point. Well, you need to bring the car back in, and we'll undo the O2 sensor, and then if the car has full boost, since there'll be somewhere for the exhaust to go, then for sure it'll be the catalytic converter. I'm like, okay, well, I already know that that's what the problem's going to be. So yeah, sure, all right. I made an appointment, whatever. I went in, sure enough, take off the O2 sensor, go in the parking lot, hit the gas, and tires lit up and spun like no tomorrow. And I almost launched myself into a wall. So they replaced the catalytic converter, and I thought that was it. I was like, all right, awesome. Car's boosting nice, everything's good. So then I get the car home again, and I'm looking at everything, and I realize, wait a minute, why do these hoses look like they're not in the right places? Then I'm looking, and on the boost control valve, where the three large silicone hoses go, it's actually labeled, so I don't even understand how he completely and utterly messed that up. He had the compressor going to the wastegate going to the recirculation, and recirculation going to compressor. Just everything was backwards. So I went ahead and I changed all that stuff. I called him up and asked him, what on earth is going on here? Is there a reason why everything was all backwards and wrong? The mechanic's reasoning was, well, I'm familiar with Mercedes and BMW, and I know Saab does things differently, so sometimes they do things backwards to everyone else, so I put the hoses in how I figured Saab would have done it. Okay, dude, but the thing is labeled. So anyway, I guess that's one annoyance, is people who just really don't look at what's right in front of them. They just assume, oh, it's a Saab, I must do everything differently. Well, that's not always the case. Another issue that I had was, what was it? Yeah, I went to get an alignment. Oh man, trying to get an appointment just for that. So I call up a place, I'm like, yeah, I need a 4-wheel alignment. They're like, okay, sure, no problem. I'm like, how much is it? Oh, $89.99. Sweet, all right, let's do it. Okay, well, why do you feel that you need an alignment? Well, because I had the subframe bushings on my car done, so I need the alignment. Okay, yep, no problem. Bring the car in. We could probably fit you in on such and such a day at this time. All right, sounds great. So, what kind of car is it? Oh, it's a 2005 Saab 9.5 Aero. Oh, hold on a sec. Sure. So I'm waiting for a little bit, and then the guy comes back and goes, "Yeah, sorry. So, yeah, we're not going to do your car." No, wait, what? I just need a 4-wheel alignment. What do you mean you're not going to do my car? Why? Oh, it's way too complicated. We're just not going to do it. Okay, great, fantastic, thanks. So I hang up, call another place. Same beginning. Yeah, I'd like to make an appointment. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. Okay, get me in on this day at this time. All right, what kind of car or what's the price? Oh, well, this place was it was I think it was $95. Fine, whatever. All right. Yeah. Well, I don't have much of a choice, so sure. Yeah, just get me in. All right. We'll see you on this day. What kind of car is it? It's a 2005 Saab 9.5 Aero. Okay. All right. One second, sir. Like, oh man, not like really. So they come back. They're like, oh, yeah. So for your car, the alignment's $189.99. Like what? Why? Oh, well, sir, it's because it's a Saab. If you didn't want to pay that, then you shouldn't have bought a Saab. Well, what kind of excuse is that? Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I couldn't believe it. Now, this next one is actually, I don't know if this is just my particular car or if this happens to a lot of people, but I've noticed that I'd say about every month, yeah, give or take every month, I have to be tightening all the manifold bolts. Well, actually, not all the manifold bolts. The exhaust manifold bolts are fine. It's the turbo manifold bolts that keep loosening up. I have to keep tightening them about once a month. I don't know why. I mean, they don't become finger lube, like finger tight or anything, but still, it's enough where you can hear the turbo pushing air out from the manifold, and I just have to tighten it down. Yeah, about once a month or so. So that is a little annoying. But I mean, what I find more annoying is just, especially mechanics' perceptions of what these cars are. Or not even mechanics. Like, it's just something as simple as an alignment shop. Like even when I went to get my subframe bushings done a while back. I had gone to one place, and they got the car on the hoist and everything, and I gave them the instructions on how to actually do the subframe bushings, everything that needed to be done, and right away he was like, "Oh, well, yeah, that's going to be a 2-day job." Like, how's that possible? I know people that have done it on their driveway with no hoist in 1 day, less than one whole day. Really? It's a 2-day job when you are a mechanic shop and you have all the tools. Is this just because I have a Saab? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the job's not easy, but 2 days at a professional place, come on. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's my basic quick list of just some annoyances that I've been through, and some of it's just absurd. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I try to do as much of the wrenching on my car as possible and learn as much as I can about the car as possible, so that at the end of the day, I'm not the one who's getting screwed over by all these other people just because it's super special. I have a Saab. And I've heard from a few mechanics where they're like, "Oh, you have a Saab? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you have a Saab? Oh, why would you do that to yourself? Oh, well, it's this price for you because you drive a Saab." Like, man, it's not a Lamborghini, it's not a Ferrari, it's not a Pagani. You know what I mean? Like, well, what do you think? I'm going around driving a 4-door Koenigsegg? Like, anyway. So that's pretty much it. I guess it's kind of a rant video, in a matter of speaking. Yeah, I'm kind of ranting, and yeah, so those are some annoyances, and they never seem to be going away. I really thought that by this time, these cars are getting up there in age. You know, you would have figured that, you know, people would actually be used to them by now, but apparently not. That stigma just does not go away. And that's pretty much it. I will see you guys on the next video, which will be coming up soon because, oh yeah, my car loves to eat front stabilizer end links. So I'm going to be getting those done later on. That'll be fun. Except this time, I actually know the place. It's a good friend of mine, owns a mechanic shop. Great guy, great mechanic. And yeah, called him up on Friday. Was like, hey man, if you can squeeze me in on Monday, it'd be great. I just need to have my stabilizer links put on. That's pretty much it. He's like, all right man, Monday, see you at 1 o'clock. So yeah, I'll be putting that video up and we'll go from there. See you guys next time.